Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, I am so excited because we are unboxing the Lady Stirling's Wicked Garden Oracle deck by Matt Hughes. And if you have been with me for a while, you know how much I adore Matt Hughes's work, so I'm very excited about this one. This is published by US Game Systems. Thank you so much to US Games for sending this my way. I am very appreciative. This retails for $36.95 in the US, and of course everywhere that you can legitimately purchase it will be linked in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. Strange occurrences plagued the Stirling family for generations until Muriel Stirling discovered the rich and storied past of her family's estate deep in the English countryside. She discovers a mystical, wicked garden that her family swore to protect, but the sins of her great-grandfather threaten the garden's inhabitants and its caretaker, Faunus. Read the poignant story of Muriel Stirling's Wicked Garden in the 80-page, full-colored, illuminated hardcover novelette. Meet the garden's inhabitants, featured in the 32 gold foiled accented Oracle deck with indigo painted edges. Discover more about the garden spirits and their lessons in the 80-page full-color journal guidebook. This deluxe set includes your own copy of the Key to the Garden. Oh my goodness, how fun. Let's go. Ah! We have a ribbon. Oh my goodness, so much in here. So there's the hardcover novelette, the journal. We'll get into each of them. And then we love the packaging here. Oh, we've got skinny little cards, okay? Oh, the labyrinth on the back there. Muriel Stirling Foundation. Okay, little manila envelope here. Oh, she is stunning. Look at that. How fun. I love an interactive deck here, and Matt Hughes has had a couple. So let's get into, first of all, the novelette here, since that was the first thing. We have a nice ribbon. Okay, it is fully colored, written by Norris Eppes, concept story and epilogue by Hughes. Aw. And of course illustrated and decorated by Matt Hughes. We do have the nice table of contents. Letter from the solicitor of the state. Oh, this is fun. Okay, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. There's a bunch of handwritten letters in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, love that. And then we have the journal here. Okay, so this kind of has the guidebook in it for the Oracle cards. So same thing, written by Hughes, illustrated and decorated by Matt. And then we have a table of contents. So how to use the journal, forward, those that wander, the Wicked Garden, and about. Okay, so the two sections of the Oracle, those that wander, and then the garden part. Okay. All right. We're going to read the introduction here. I feel like that's important. After transcribing Muriel's journal, I sat in my office for a while and considered what I would gain from reading her words. It seemed like she was reaching out from across time to connect with me and share what she had experienced. Her insight into the wisdom of the plants made me pause. I realized how much I needed to disconnect and go out and appreciate nature, making time in my day to sit with the plants and get to know them on a daily basis. I thought about how I could benefit from these interactions and utilize the questions she reflected upon to improve my life. After reading the journal several times and working with her reflections, I collaborated with American artist Matt Hughes to give visual life to the people and plant personas described so vividly in Muriel Stirling's journals and notes. I would select a card, read how Muriel described the interaction, and ask myself the questions she reflected upon. I would start my day with one card and ponder a question related to my day's dealings. The practice helped me greatly, so I began to sit with 3 cards each night. I let the conversation with each start a kind of meditation, then pick a question from each to write a nightly journal entry. The more I worked with this journal, the more I felt a positive change in how my day flowed and my interactions with people. Every day is a labyrinth of its own, and allowing myself time to reflect on any problems and and interactions I face makes the winding path a little easier to navigate. I simply love the images of the whimsical and sometimes grumpy personas and decided to publish them in a collection to accompany this journal. Although I know they are a work of fiction, I have come to consider the garden spirits as my friends and welcome guides. Now I offer this journal to you, my dear reader. I hope you will cherish it and the cards as much as I do. Emil Coleman, director of the Muriel Stirling Foundation. Oh, this is so fun. So then we get to how to use the journal. You have the key, the story of the garden spirits in this filled guide, which contains scribblings, notes, and details about all the plants in the garden and characters you might encounter in one form or another. Now it's up to you to water these plants and see how they grow. So you can use the oracle as a portal, cleanse your deck, get to know your deck, journaling prompts, shuffling. We have spreads, so single card encounter, 2 card, 3 card. This is awesome. Okay. So then it goes into the journal here and the meanings, I guess we'll call them, for each card. Okay. I am fully impressed already. So let me unwrap this and I'll be right back. Okay, so look at that foiling. That is stunning. And here's the indigo on the sides. Love it. It is a very slim and smaller deck, but it's not too small to where we would have issues shuffling. Cardstock is nice. It's not too thick, not too thin. It's right in that sweet spot. So if you have the Mother Mort's Carnival of Souls and or the Galahorn Norse Oracle, cardstock is very similar. It's just a smaller size. Quality is very similar. So nice. I feel like these are keepsake oracles, ones that you can pass down if you want to, but like they're so nice. Let's get into it. Okay, here she is, Lady Stirling. So Muriel Stirling. I just love the thought that was put into this deck, as well as the other ones I mentioned. Lord Stirling, Hector. I love the art style. And it is a linen. Celtic Queen. Bonrai in Iceni? Goodness. Faunus, Great Horn God. Gorgeous. Fox Sisters, the Spiritualists. I love this already. I cannot wait to read the book. In fact, I might be doing that later today. Angel's Trumpet, Brugmasia. Aram Illy? Listen. You know how hard it is for me to pronounce just decent things, let alone names of plants. Balanis. The attention to detail is just gorgeous. Belladonna, love to see it. Castor Bean. Coventina. That's a cool card. Oh, Daffodil. Look at that. Stunning. Ooh, Death Cap. Death's Head Moth. Very cool. Destroying Angel. Devil's Trumpet. Ooh, English U. Just gorgeous foiling. It makes it that much more magical. Fairy Flax. Fly, I'm never going to say this right. It's the Amanita. Fly agaric. Gosh. Cute. Foxgloves. Green fairy. Hellebore. Henbane. Ooh. Montenegro. This has some flash on it too. Oleander. Opium poppy. Orchid mantis. Oh, look at that too. Oh, that is so fun. Sandbox tree. Spoonwood. Wasp spider. And I love how these look. I'm just picking up on it too, that they've been used outdoors, or they've been cried upon, or, you know, the tear stains or water stains. That's really cool too. Like I said, the attention to detail is just fantastic. Wisteria. And, ooh, white water lily. Oh, she has like gills. Oh. Okay, let's see how it shuffles. Don't mind the cat hair. Nice. Oh, yeah. One more time for good measure. And overhand. Oh, yeah. And especially if you have small hands, this will be a good fit for you too. Wonderful. I don't have a complaint. All right, let's get a card to read, please. Okay, so we're going to read for Faunus, the Great Horned God. Okay, so I love how the sketches in the journal are different than the ones on the card. Similar yet different, you know? That's very cool. It gives a more added element to the experience. So it says, entry found. Faunus is older than he appears. I have come to understand from our talks that he was brought here by the Romans, but once he was here in a strange new land, he quickly gained respect for the indigenous Celtic tribes that inhabited the area. Faunus looked so fearsome when I first encountered him, but he has softened somewhat as I continue to visit the garden. What I first thought was anger appears actually to be sorrow. He hides it under his jovial teasings and jokes, but his eyes are telling. All the spirits in the garden trust him, almost revere him, but can I trust him? And do I deserve his trust after knowing how my family betrayed, used, and imprisoned him and the spirits in the garden? I realize that meeting with Faunus has a slightly dangerous edge. He offers me a much-needed retreat from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. I enjoy spending time in the garden and surrounding myself with that life that grows here, even if there are some who are weary of me. I associate this strange place with wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual guidance. But I know the dangerous side of Faunus can embody potential isolation, uncertainty, or untapped power. I feel it is a sign of mysterious yet significant events to come. I find it strange that I feel more at home with every visit and find comfort beside him. Examination. I remember reading stories of satyrs in mythology books. In most of the tales, the satyrs are often described as drunken or lustful creatures filled with wickedness. I do not see these traits in my dear Faunus. As I have seen, he has a slightly dangerous edge, but also a gentleness about him. He reminds me to retreat from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and spend more time in rural areas. My talks with him are filled with wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual guidance. But Faunus's dangerous side can symbolize potential isolation, uncertainty, or untapped power, a sign of mysterious yet significant events to come in my future. A duality in a sense, and in that, I am conflicted in my trust. Her reflections. How often do I reflect on a time in my life when I felt drawn to retreat from everyday life? When I do, what wisdom, knowledge, or spiritual insights did I gain during this time? And how did it impact my perspective on the world? Faunus makes me consider the balance between the need for isolation and the untapped power that may emerge in moments of solitude. So, how can I incorporate those ideals into my own life without being swallowed whole by them? Okay, so I love this because it's written in the style of a journal as a guidebook. I feel like you can kind of connect to it maybe a little bit more or in a different way. You can see the similarities in what you feel when you pull the card. If it was about a certain question, how that relates to the guidebook here. The examination is really cool. I love the reflections because that's an added bonus to you if you journal or if you like to think about why the card came out for you. I love that it's written in the way that it is. I feel like this is such a cool experience. I think that this is something that is exciting and something that I find as a book lover, as somebody who enjoys learning, this is a way that you can really immerse yourself into reading Oracle, especially if you're new. It might, if this is something that you're drawn to, this art style, this experience, this might help you learn it a little bit more in this way. It could be a great option for you if you are a beginner. It might be a little bit hard to like pick up intuitively just with the cards if you're a beginner, but having the story, the journal, that around you when you're utilizing this, you're going to be fine. I think all of the layers upon layers here is so cool. And like I say, I keep saying experience and immersive because it is. And it's similar to the Mother Mort deck that he created. It's very much an immersive experience. You get to know these characters, and then in turn, those characters are an archetype for the answers that you get or the answers you are seeking. It is just a really cool idea. And the fact that it is so detailed is wonderful. The quality, like I said, you're getting a hardcover story here. You're getting a whole new world in which you get to play in. So that's so cool and such a different take on an Oracle deck. I'm so excited to get to know this more on a personal basis. I am now so excited to know what you guys think, especially this type of subject matter. This is hearkening back to like the Agatha Christie mystery novel, or, you know, that Victorian time period where they're getting into the spiritualism. I think this is so cool and such a noteworthy deck as of 2025. Like, this one really took me by surprise. I'm really impressed with it. I know it's not a ton of cards. I think it's 40 cards. 32 cards, excuse me. And I just think that there's so much that you can do with this. And wouldn't it be cool to put the Mother Mort deck in with this deck and kind of see how that plays with duality and all of that stuff. So that might be a video. But anywho, all this to say, I would love to know your thoughts on this in the comment section. Are you excited? Is this something right up your alley? Would this be the first Matt Hughes deck that you've seen? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love hearing them. Thank you so much to US Game Systems for this. I cannot tell you how excited I am. And thank you all for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.